This point in my life, looking back, I was dealing with some of the shadiest, shiftiest, grimiest individuals I've ever met. So I'm going to get into it, and I promise you, I won't hold anything back. So where I left off in my last Foothooker video was pretty much that the economy hit rock bottom, and I had to resort to doing massage work and then some escorting. So at this time, I no longer worked at Barracuda. All the money that I had made was foot hooking. When the economy went bad and less people wanted their foot massage, and anyone that hit me up wanted a massage with a release, then I started to highly consider it. Now, in my last video, I talked about how I wasn't comfortable giving somebody a release at the end of a massage. But at this point, how do I put this? After you've let somebody f your feet a few times, jerking somebody off for money sounds like a walk in the park. However, I will say that I wasn't highly confident with my ability to get somebody off through a hand job. Hand job sounds like so 80s to me, but I guess just jerking somebody off and getting them to bust from that. I can't even think of one time in like my normal sex life, you just hooking up with somebody that I got them off from a hand job. Like, does that happen? Like, I don't know. And at first, I was kind of insecure about my ability to do this, but after a couple times, it was like milking a cow. And looking back, I put myself through so many unsafe situations. I feel like at this time in my life, when I was in my 20s, I was so naive to my environment and the situations I was putting myself in that could have been very dangerous, that it kind of saved me in a weird way. Like, I feel like if I was in the situation and all of a sudden I realized that I was in danger, then I might have put myself in more danger. But because I was so easy breezy with everything, that I kind of set the tone whenever I was in the same room as a guy. So anyway, I definitely came in touch with a lot of shifty people. I remember one time this guy called me for a massage, and he gave me an address in Jersey. I took the train to Jersey. I found the address, and it was in some big building, and I didn't really pay attention to what kind of building it was. I got into the room, and I could tell immediately that I was in a female dorm, like a dormitory for a college. Like, there were 4 twin-size beds, and one of them had like a Hello Kitty thing, one of them was like pink, and this one was this, and I was like, I'm in a dorm. But the guy I gave a massage to was just like some random guy in his like 50s, some fuddy-duddy guy that, I don't know, he didn't talk a lot. So looking back, I think that I was giving a massage to the janitor of a college dorm, and he used these girls' dorm rooms while they were on vacation because he had the key and access to their room. I'm pretty sure that that's what had happened, but at the time, I didn't allow myself to think about it too much. I was doing this for a while, and anytime that I did escorting and had sex with these guys, they were massage clients first, and they would ask me if I would sleep with them for money, and if I felt comfortable with them, then I would. But it wasn't only comfort. I have to say that I do have to find something attractive about them. Now, the guys that I ended up sleeping with, they weren't the type of guys that I would see at a party or a bar and immediately be attracted to and immediately want to hook up with or anything like that. But they were the kind of guys that I could see something attractive about them, and I could focus on that one thing. So they had that, and also all these guys, looking back, they were nice guys. I felt like I could trust them. They weren't going to try anything up with me, and I could see something attractive about them. So all of these guys and I don't know if I'm going to put this part in. Well, I'm just going to record. I'm going to put it in. I told you guys I'd tell you everything. So one guy wanted to me. I got to tell you something. I'm not bottom shaming anybody before I get into this. I am not a natural bottom. I've never been, and I've tried. I've been in relationships in which the relationship would have benefited from me being more versed, but it is not comfortable for me. I just got to be honest with you. Like, in general, especially if it's a big fat, like, I don't know if I just got a shallow or what, but I'm not a natural bottom. That's what I'm going to say. And nothing, if you are, God love you. We need you. But I am not. But so this guy, I gave him a massage before, and he was a sexy guy. I'm telling you, like, I liked his swag. He was confident. He was, and I think he was an art dealer. But I was in my 20s at the time, and this guy was probably in his mid 40s. He was definitely a daddy, like, and not my type, but I could see the sex appeal in him. And I remember one time, it was like at the end of the month, and I did not have rent, and he was going to pay me $400 if he could f me. And I thought to myself, well, okay, why not? I guess I thought I'm gay, and all my gay friends tell me about when they get f***ed. So I should be able to be about him too, right? So I went to his house, and he did have a big f***, and all I can remember is it lasting under a minute. And if I could give you a reenactment, it would be something like, ouch, 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 ouch. Oh, stop for a second. Ouch, ouch, ouch. A lot of ouches. And when I remember when he paid me, he had the look in his eyes like he felt sorry for me. It was like pity payment. Like, oh, man. Anyway, I don't care if my parents are watching. I don't know anybody's shit. It is getting hot in here. Not from that story. So there's a lot of reasons why I decided to quit doing any online anything anymore as far as massage, foot hooking, escorting. And it pretty much breaks down to two stories that I want to tell you. There was this one guy, and he was always hitting me up, and he was like, I want you to me in my, can you please in my, I want to take your big in my I bet there's going to be a lot of bleeps there. Yep. But one time he hit me up and he said, hey, I'd really like a massage. And I was like, you want a massage? He's like, yeah. I'm like, that's it, right? That's it? Just a massage? And he was like, yep, just a massage. I'm like, he goes, okay, because I just do a massage and give you a release. That's it. There's nothing else. He goes, yep, that's it. And he was going to pay me $250, and usually I only got $100. So I was like, okay, like we're on the same page. I'm going to do this. Shouldn't have done it. So I got to his house, and he lived in the financial district. And if you're familiar with New York City, you know the financial district on the weekend is dead. Like tumbleweed, crickets, like nobody. So I get to his place. He lives in a luxury apartment building. And when I get there, oh yeah, so I'm still going by the name Ludwig. If you remember my first video, that's what I was going by. So that was my whole story. My name is Ludwig. I was from Poland, blah, blah, blah. So, sorry, the camera just shut down and said it was too hot. So I had to open the door and put something under it. So hopefully that solves the problem. He lives in a luxury apartment building. But I walk in and it's really dark. Like I think everything was kind of like candlelit or very dimly lit. But I remember specifically that I couldn't see anything. Or it didn't make me very comfortable. I don't know if he was trying to set the mood, but it didn't work unless he was trying to creep me out. But I got into his place and he immediately was like, he's one of those guys that talk so much and he just won't shut the fuck up and he won't let you talk. He just takes over the whole room. He's very that, and he's tall. Like I'm 6'1.5". He's like 6'4", 6'5". Big, like Biggie Smalls, big white guy, glasses, a lot of like grimace, a lot of mass to him. He sparks up a joint. He's like, "Oh, Ludwig, I just got back from Poland. I loved it, and that's why I had to hit you up because I saw you're Polish, and I love Poland, and I love Polish guys, and blah, blah." I was like, oh man. He's like, "Here, take a hit from the joint." I'm like, "I don't really do that." "Oh, come on." "Well, I don't really do that when I work." Come on. I felt like I had to, So I took a couple pulls from the joint, and I immediately got paranoid. So I go in his room, take off my clothes, and he says, "Hey, have you ever tried out the mango body butter from Bath and Body Works?" It's like, no. "Oh my God, it's amazing. You got to see how it feels." It's like, "Come on, I'll give you a massage right now." I'm like, "Nah, it's okay. I don't want a massage. I'm really here to give you." "Oh, come on." Pushes me on the bed, and I immediately felt his strength. And I'm like, this isn't good. This isn't good. And so he pushes me on the bed, and I'm on the bed, and he's kind of like on top of me a little bit, like not sitting on me, but he's on top of me, and he's taking the mango body butter and he's putting it all over my body. And I'm telling you, I am so paranoid that this guy is gonna pull something from like that cruising movie that all of a sudden grab a knife and start stabbing me in the back. Like that's what's going through my head, is this guy is gonna try to stab me. Like that's the vibes I got from him. And he's way too pushy, like way too pushy. And I'm way too nice. Professional, but too nice. So anytime one of his hands left my body, I was immediately like looked like this, like he was gonna grab a knife next to him. Finally, he's done rubbing my back and my shoulders. I don't even remember giving him a massage, but I remember that I think I started to give him a massage, and then because I'm standing up on my knees next to him, he rolled over and started jerking me off. there was nothing sexy about this moment. So I was not erect whatsoever. So that was not happening. He was like, all right, well, let's just call it a night. So I'm like, okay. So I put in my clothes. He puts on his clothes, and he's like, goes, you know what? I don't have any cash on me. Let's go to the ATM. Shady. If you know a sex worker is coming to your house, you have the cash ready. Everyone knows that. This has never happened to me before. So we go out downstairs, and across the street is the ATM. Now, it's not like one of those ATMs that are outside, you know, like it's one of those, the first floor of a bank where you open the door and there's like a row of 10 ATMs. So he goes in there and I wait outside, and he comes out and he gives me, I think, $100, maybe a little bit more, but it wasn't $250. And I said, oh, this isn't $250. This is only like $100. And he goes, well, I jerked you off and you couldn't come for me, so you're only getting this much money. It was at this point that all my cool, calm, and collectiveness went out the window. And I got right in his face, and I was like, listen, mother, I came all the way down here to massage your ass. I didn't ask to get jerked off. You tried. It's not my fault I didn't release. That wasn't in the contract. It's $250. That's what you owe me. And the last thing I said, and I know this is what did it for him, I said, stop being so cheap. And cheap people hate being called cheap. And as soon as you call someone cheap, they want to prove you wrong. So it was actually the right thing to say. So he's pulling out the money. He goes, I shouldn't have called you anyway. And he goes, you're just a whore. And he throws down the money. I swear to God, at this very moment, it started raining. So there I am on my knees, pulling these 20s off the ground while it's raining on top of me, thinking, what the am I doing with my life? But apparently that wasn't enough for me to stop. So I'll tell you the reason I stopped. This is the story that changed everything for me as far as working in any type of sex industry, anything. So I was in a chat room, and there was a guy that's always in there because he's an escort. And he says, hey, I have a client that will pay us $200 each if he just sits there and watches us make out. And I said, all I have to do is make out with you, and he just has to watch. I said, yeah, this guy is not my type at all. Like, he's in his 40s, he's on steroids, he wears Andrew Christian underwear, like that type of, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's just like not my kind of guy at all. But whatever, I can make out with him for $200 and have somebody watch. What's the big deal? So I go to his place, and in comes the guy that's watching. This guy is 82 if he's a day. I mean, he walked in with a cane, and he was dressed like a substitute teacher from the 80s. So the guy sits down, and I mean, he seemed like a nice old guy. I wasn't threatened by him or anything like that. So, and me and the escort are on the escort's bed, and we just start making out. And then I hear something, and I turn around, and the old guy lit up a crack pipe. And if you've ever been in a room where someone just randomly starts smoking crack, it really does change the mood. Like, it really does. Like, you'd really, especially if you're not used to it, you definitely like, okay, this is not the environment I should be in. So, and I was like, all right, just think about that money, Cazwell. Think about that money. You got to get paid. You got to pay rent. So I'm making out with this escort. I don't think our underwear is off yet. And I noticed that the old guy gets up with his cane while I'm making out with him, and he sits on the bed. So I'm thinking, all right, well, he just wants like a closer look. He can't see too well, you know, because I was told this guy was just gonna watch. Next thing I know, I feel this guy's cold, wrinkly fingertips touch my shoulder. And it sent shivers up my spine. I was just, and at this moment, I just froze, like kind of in fear, like and completely uncomfortable with everything that was happening. And I froze, and I just got up, and I said I had to go to the bathroom. I got up, and I went to the bathroom, and I think I splashed some cold water on my face, but I do remember specifically looking in the mirror at myself and saying to myself, who the are you? Who are you? This isn't you. Like, why are you in this position right now? So I immediately checked myself, and I knew I couldn't go through with it. I knew I didn't have whatever it took to do whatever I had to do in that bedroom. So I went back in there and I said, I was just really honest. I'm like, hey guys, I'm just being real with you. I'm not 100% comfortable right now, so I'm gonna go. And the old guy was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Is there anything that I can do to?" No. I'm like, no, it's not. I'm just gonna go. I got out of there, so I think I didn't even put my shoes on when I was walking out of that apartment. I was like, I couldn't get out of there fast enough. So that was the last time I ever did anything regarding like sex work of any kind. And then I started working at a pet store. So that's pretty much it. I owed you guys this follow-up, so hope you enjoyed it. So anything that I learned from this is that one of the lures of getting into sex work, whether it's massage, foot hook, and escort and whatever, is that you're your own boss. And whenever I talk to escorts at the time, especially, they say, "Oh, I love what I do. I'm great at what I do, and I'm my own boss." You're not your own boss. You are not your own boss. That guy that hits you up at 4 a.m. because he wants to suck your that's your boss. That is your boss. For that hour at least. It was running my life. You know, I couldn't make plans with friends because I'd be like, oh no, I think I might have a job, or I got to stay online and make myself available for work. Like I started like really disconnecting with the people that cared about me just because I had to stay dedicated to this. Looking back, I think I had to stay in the right frame of mind to stay in it. I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with sex work. I definitely don't shame people that do it, but I learned it is not for me at all. DJing and performing and making music is definitely my lane. Sex work, I'm not a natural at it. It's one of the things that made me who I am. It definitely made me 100 times street smarter than I was. It made me very good at reading people. You know, when you're consistently put in an uncomfortable situation, you're consistently kind of like out of your comfort zone and put around people that you don't know if you can trust. It heightens your senses, and you take that with you, and it can either become something that is a hindrance that is consistently triggering to you, or you can apply it to other relationships that come into your life when it comes to seeing red flags. So I'm grateful for my past in the industry for that particular reason. But I'm also grateful that I'm not doing it anymore because it just wasn't for me. So if you enjoyed this video, please like it. Definitely subscribe if you made it this far. I mean, come on now. And I'm going to do some more story times. I don't know. My camera overheated like 5 times, so I don't know if I can do it in this car anymore, but I'm going to try. So thank you for coming around. Hope you learned something. And as always, big kiss, baby.